What's up? How many eggs did y'all lay me this morning? Y'all want some food. Y'all all right here. Let me grab the eggs and I'll go ahead and feed y'all. So we got 4 eggs this morning. I wish it was better, but it is what it is. So I got the food in the bowl. Now I'm just gonna soak it so it swells up, saving me money. And I think the chickens like it better this way. Something else that's new is I made a second bowl so that the chickens didn't have to share the same bowl. And I do the exact same thing. As I wet this down, it'll swell up and everything's good. As you can see, I have another chain and it's tied up to the bowl, literally the same as the other. So I have a slight problem. Every time I get a hard rain, it comes down the hill right through the garden area here, and you might be able to see a little trench right here. And the problem is that the water goes down there through these rocks. I have no idea how. And all the way down to the front of my barn down there. Therefore, causing the wood to get soggy and rot sooner than it ought to be. Y'all can see that up here and even inside the barn, it is super wet. We've already removed the dirt, but it was just piled right in this area. And you can see the wetness compared to how dry the ramp is, because the ramp is in the sun. So I've got to figure out some way to fix that problem so that this deck doesn't rot. Before we go on into the garden, I wanted to show you my poor potatoes. The deer are just having a field day at night with them. It's ridiculous. Everything else is doing real good. Let me show you this. So right here, I took a cutting off of the midnight snack tomato plant, and I just planted it right here in the ground. Looks like it's doing real good, and I'm surprised these little things are still here. Yeah, look at these tomato plants. They're growing and thriving. I should be eating some tomatoes in the next couple of days. I didn't know what I was gonna film this morning, but apparently the egg hatch fell open. So let's round up all these birds, and then we'll continue the regular routine. We got everybody back in the pen, and I just gave them some straps from the garden that we trimmed off. They didn't give me the 2 eggs, so I'll come back later and collect those. It is a couple days later, and I need to run to Tractor Supply and grab some oyster shells. I just got back from Tractor Supply. I don't know how well you can hear me. As I was saying the neighbors are having some work done, so I apologize for the noise. Let's go ahead and check on the chickens. I've already fed all the chickens. I gave them some corn. I need to, well, when I was in Tractor Supply, I looked for oyster shells. They didn't have none. I gotta go back next week to get it. And the reason I need oyster shells is because the chickens, the laying hens, have slowed down their egg production. Here I am in the garden, and something I wanted to tell you was that squash really do not like to be overwatered or really stay damp in any shape or form. I think that's, well, I know that's why I haven't been getting a lot of squash plant to maturity. Everything else that I have other than the squash is doing real good. I got the peppers growing here, and I finally, well, you can't see it, but I finally got some tomatoes off of the plant right over here. So everything is doing real good.